Hi everyone, thanks for watching. This is my reading for October 2015 for Virgo. How will the month of October go for Virgo? Let's ask the cards. First though, I just want to make a little announcement. Thanks to all of you who've been watching me and giving me wonderful feedback and comments, I've decided to go ahead and put up a Patreon page. If you found these readings useful and helpful and informative and feel like giving me a tip for the readings in the future, well, go ahead and check out my Patreon page. You can see a link to the side, and I'll put another link to this at the end of the video. Now, let's get to the cards. How will the month of October 2015 go for Virgo? October 2015, Virgo. How will things go? October 2015. How will things go for Virgo in this month? How will things go for Virgo in October 2015? Okay, here. We have the central card of this one is the King of Cups. Cups is the suit of emotion, of intuition, of feelings. And we have the King here, who's the boss of this suit. The King, who can not only rule over his house, but can make changes in the world with his emotions, with his intuition. He knows what's going to happen. He knows what's in people's hearts. He feels for them. He's compassionate. And this drives him to connect with them and to try and lead and to make things better. And so that's the sort of the central feeling of this one, is the master of emotions, the person who knows what's going on with people around him, or she who knows that which is going on around her. Because even though this is a king with a manly suit and a manly name, doesn't mean it's a man. It's just that kind of person, that kind of situation. Always remember that with the royalty. We have here crossing it the sun. The challenge, the crossing card is always the challenge, the biggest problem. And so here, Virgo, the biggest challenge is these sunny, wonderful days. Things are kind of good right now, and they pose a problem. Good times can lead to all kinds of problems. Maybe not right now, maybe not things you notice, but sometimes down the road. Let's learn a bit more about what kind of problems, what kind of good times. We're moving away from the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles represent, here we have a figure sort of pointing on and showing off his work to patrons, to buyers and whatnot. It represents working away at your craft, working away at your trade, building connections, building your career slowly but surely, and starting to have some success with it. And so, Virgo, you've already started to accomplish things, and it seems like things are in the clear. It seems like sunny days are dawning. And in fact, in your heart, it feels like you've already begun to set out on a new phase of life, on a new journey. Your ideas, your reason, your rationality has led you to get on this boat, to start sailing off to those far shores. Now, some people can read this literally as travel, and sometimes it means that. But Figuratively, or metaphorically, this represents starting off on any new kind of venture, and beginning, having made that decision to go to some new place, to start over, to start again, to start something new, and to have consciously chosen to do so, like you do with your work, like you do with your jobs. And indeed, you're filled with these, your mind is filled with new ideas, with things to create, to make, to do new. The Ace of Wands here, the sort of overflowing power of this branch, sprouting new leaves wherever it goes, fizzing with creative energy and potential, the ability to make new things happen in the world. Let's deal with that in a few seconds. So here, at the base of the staff, oftentimes what we consider the challenge, the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen here is a sort of, Pentacles is of course the suit of money, career, connections. And the Queen has mastered that in her own domain, in her own household. And here she is, we see her gazing protectively, adoringly at her possession, that which she has created and controlled and managed all this time. And she is attached to it, as one expects to be. Everyone is attached to that which they've made. Here, this is a challenge. This idea of being attached to one's own career, one's own creations, this is perhaps problematic at this time. And I think it's getting a bit of clarification here, because here we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is the suit of creation, of dynamism, of change. Also oftentimes conflict, because one's dynamic energy will bring one into conflict with the people around them. And here the 10 is the ultimate expression of that. One has gone out, done contest with the others, and gained everything that you could want. These ideas have been planted and grown and been collected, but all together they create an unbearable burden. It's too much. In this form, you can't have anymore, and even keeping all of this is hard. And this is in the position of friends and family, people around you. And so I have to wonder here, have you overcommitted, perhaps, to the people around you, to those in your job, to those in your family? Are you promising them too much in this sunny time? Feeling safe, feeling secure in what you have, feeling that you've got everything, you've got all the ideas you need, things are good. But are you promising too much? Is this burden going to become too heavy to bear? And you need to think about it. Here, in the hopes and dreams and fears slot, we have the Hanged Man, the reversal of fortune. But the reversal that brings about a new perspective. And here, we can see this in a couple different ways. On the one hand, yes, your situation now is different from what it was in the past. Before, you were the apprentice making a name for yourself. And now it looks like a lot of things are coming to a head. A lot of things are starting to finally pay off and work out, which is a reversal. And that helps you see things in a new way. But in the same way that the one thing that an unemployed person always wants is work, well, the one thing a person who's working their hardest wants is a little bit of free time. The change in perspective makes you see things differently. And I have to wonder how much this change in perspective has gone from something you were hoping for to something you're afraid of, something that's causing you stress, that's causing you problems. Your journey isn't finished here. In fact, it's just beginning. The Three of Wands here, we shows a person who's ready to start out on a new trip, on a new venture. Just like the Six here. You know that this is not your stopping point. You know that you have more places to go and more things to do. That you are just, in a way, getting established with yourself. You've intuited that. You can feel that. Now is the time that you need to pin this down. To move just from your gut feelings, that I got more that I can do. I can move beyond this. This isn't where I'm stuck at. You feel that, and here it's the time for you to start knowing that, to make those plans, to put it on paper, to rationally plan out how you're going to move on, what your next step is going to be, and how you're going to turn things around, so that you don't end up stuck here enjoying the positives of this situation, but at the same time being broken by them. Nobody wants to be there. Sure, everybody goes through a time in their life, in their career, where, yeah, you're working really hard, you're doing all you can, and it's really hard, and you're suffering a lot for it, but you know it's for a good future. You know it's for the best, because you got to go through this to move forward. The key is not to get stuck there. And to do that, you need to take the best of your emotion, of this intuition side that you're representing now, but make it concrete, make it real. Take your intuition and turn it into a real plan that you can use to go move forward. Well, if you found this reading or my other readings interesting, useful, and helpful, go ahead and check out my Patreon page and think about giving me a tip. Best of luck to you.